Hello, friends, and welcome to My Left Ear. This is Carrie Freeman, and My Left Ear is a liberal YouTube site. This is video 131. It's Tuesday, December 20th, and I do psychic commentary, and I ask questions of the runes about politics and sometimes some other things. And I throw in a little philosophy and blah, blah, blah. It's pretty entertaining. So what I do when I'm not here is I call myself a change agent, meaning that I help people through psychic coaching sessions, private, and through hypnotherapy. Therapeutic hypnosis is what I like to call it. And if you want any information about my good services, they'll be posted in the community section above, which is right on the landing page. Just click community, and below there's my cell number and my email. So feel free to contact me about sessions, etc., etc. I'm an author. I've written 2 books. I've got a book coming out in 2023 called What is Good Evidence? It's a complete rewrite of my what do I call it? I can't think of the name, but an ebook. Okay, thank you. My brain is not, completely there. And I have a Patreon site that I'm teaching runes on. So patreon.com/Carrie Freeman. All right, here we go. This is for entertainment purposes only. We always have to say that. Now, we're witnessing history. We're witnessing history. I mean, it's really something. So we're witnessing the first criminal referral of any president or former president in the history of the United States. So and that referral was done yesterday, as you know, by the Democratic House. And they made these referrals. So the committee, after all this work and brilliantly done, right? Brilliantly done. They have referred 5 of Trump's confidants, former Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, lawyers Rudy Giuliani, John Eastman, Jeffrey Clark, and Kenneth Chesebro, to the DOJ for criminal investigations. Okay, so that's 1. Then the committee also referred Republicans, reps, Kevin McCarthy, Andy Biggs, Jim Jordan, and Scott Perry. Now wait for this. To the House Ethics Committee for refusing to comply with subpoenas issued as part of the January 6th investigation. Well, here's my issue, and this is be my only criticism of the January 6th committee, because they've been nothing less than brilliant and life-changing. They really have. And I don't know what the answer is, right? I'm not a politician, but they're referring these jerks, GOP jerks, to their own committees for January. So these Republicans are being referred to the House Ethics Committee that will be run by Republicans. So to me, that's a joke. I haven't been watching late night comics, but I imagine they all made some really good jokes about this. It's not going to go anywhere. I don't know why they couldn't at least just reported them to their bar associations in each state. That would have been something on their record. So I don't know. Now I did do some runes. I did 3 runes. So the first rune, will DOJ utilize or act on the January 6th committee referrals, criminal referrals, I should say. All right. Now, the DOJ is charging Trump with the Insurrection and Rebellion Act, I believe, that prevents him from running. This needs to be checked out. because I'm hearing different descriptions of these four, what do we say, four criminal accounts. So in answer to this question, will DOJ utilize or act on the January 6th criminal referrals? I got Warrior in the upright position, and Warrior says there's actually a positive aspect and energy here with Warrior. Because Warrior is a sword-like ability, and that would be for the Democrats, to cut away the old, the dead, and the extraneous. And strangely, there's just a lot of masculine energy here, and there is, especially with the GOP, all right? Then I got the rune Gateway. And Gateway indicates that there is work to be done. Of course, there's work to be done. There's work to be done because when the DOJ starts to indict people on criminal charges, they have to feel or know that they will get a 100% guilty with the jury. There can't be one holdout on these juries, on these criminal things. So that's what I believe is one of the reasons we're waiting, because they have to feel rock solid. All right, I'm gonna put my glasses on. The gateway should not be approached and passed through without contemplation, okay? And contemplation is the nature of Merrick Garland. It may be his strength and it may be his weakness. Do you know what I mean? And I'll get back to him a little bit again. Separation, all right? Separation in the reversed position. And it tells us this is not a time to be bound by old conditioning, old authority. Consider what will benefit others, and that would be the United States of America. We're the others. Merrick Garland, because Merrick Garland has the final decision on whether to move forward, not Jack Smith. So in the end, it's still up to Merrick Garland. So Merrick Garland may be called upon to undertake a radical departure from the old ways. And I have included in this, i.e., his non-aggressive, judicious manner instead of a prosecutorial manner. So he's been very kind of, I want to say laid back, but very judicious is probably a good word. And this is going to require more aggression because he's no longer a judge. So adaptability and skillfulness are the methods here to success. My left ear feels, based on this, that yes, the DOJ will utilize or act upon, I'm thinking all the referrals, but that's just my guess here and what I'm looking at here. Definitely this work that the January 6th committee did, it's not for naught, okay? Then, runes number 2. Will the new GOP House actually investigate the January 6th committee? Crazy, right? So the first rune I got was the rune of defense. And the rune of defense says, as we are tested, we fund the power to avert blockage and defeat. Even an obstacle may prove beneficial. So this rune speaks of the difficulties that arise at the beginning of new life. And the new life I am interpreting as justice. Then in terms of this question, will they investigate the January 6th committee that was just so successful? I got the warrior reversed. So the warrior reversed, and this is sort of a message to, not sort of, a message to the GOP. The danger here is overreach. And of course, if they do this, it is overreach. It says, do not act hastily. Beware of ill-timed action. Matters of trust and confidence are at hand here. And then I got the rune of opening. And opening tells us there's renewed clarity. There's a dispelling of darkness over some aspect of a situation. And then I have a little note here from my left ear. I think their intention is to go in and investigate. I think it's going to backfire, all right? It will not be successful. It may even fall apart midway. It goes left, as I say. And initially, it's a revenge act and it's a delay tactic. It will not be successful, and it will help the Democrats retake the House in 2 years. That's really what the GOP is doing because they don't learn their lessons. They didn't learn from the midterms, so they just keep bumping into walls and doing the same old thing. Now, I'm going to share with you something. I did a teeny little bit of research here about how the DOJ gets funded to hire people and do the work they do. And this is straight from what I copied right now. Each year, federal agencies receive funding from Congress known as budgetary resources. So it goes in here, what was allotted to each department. The DOJ had, I think, $59 billion distributed among its 11 subcomponents. Agencies spend available budgetary resources by making financial promises called obligations. Now, here was my question. Will the GOP House, the new GOP House, try to withhold funding from the DOJ for year 2023, which they would need to continue? So I got movement reversed. That was my first rune. And it says, this is movement that appears to be blocked. Not all possibilities are open to you, GOP. Not all opportunities are open to you, GOP. This is according to the runes. Then it says, the message at hand is to avoid action. Signals. Then I got signals. When you draw this rune, expect the unexpected. So there's probably a surprise. And this is a message. It's a call to a new life. Now, just want to interject something right here. There might be an assumption that every single Republican in the House is going to vote GOP. But that may not necessarily be the case. And I want to say, let us not assume that it's always going to be 100% GOP voting GOP and agreeing with whoever is the speaker. We don't know about that yet. Kevin McCarthy has a big challenge. And then the last one, breakthrough. And just to remind you, this is about funding the DOJ in 2023. It has to pay salaries. Breakthrough often signals a major shift or breakthrough. This transition can be radical and cause a complete transformation. Your outcome is assured, meaning the DOJ will get funded, but not from the normal vantage point. So we wait, all right? I don't think anything is going to stop the DOJ. It's this close. It's this close. So here's my tidbits. I always do these little tidbits before I get to the quotes. This is regarding Kevin McCarthy's quest to become House Speaker. He's making deals with various extremists and Republicans so that he gets their votes. He needs 218 votes, and he's not there, okay? He's not there. And there's GOP infighting. I think we can feel pretty confident about that. He has made a deal with Marjorie Taylor Greene to restore her to her previous committee and others. And so he compromises himself tremendously when he does this. And he's doing it so he can get the votes. Couple of things here. He's putting Marjorie Taylor Greene back as head of a committee. I didn't even look to see what committee. It doesn't even matter. She shouldn't be the head of anything. She should be the head of a cleaning crew somewhere. He vows to remove metal detectors from the Capitol now. And he promises to oust Adam Schiff as chairman of the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence. Now, Rep. Schiff is also currently on leave from the Appropriations Committee. You know, I always say don't assume, and I say that to myself and I say that to clients and who I'm coaching, but I think we can assume that the new GOP House is going to be up for grabs. If you think we've been watching toxic stuff, wait. And I'm not sure. I'm really meditating and thinking about guidance and advice for next year in respect to the House, because it's pretty darn messy. I'm still, by the way, this is not written, I'm still having faith in Jack Smith that he's going to go after these texts between Republicans and Mark Meadows in regard to the coup that indicates there were many, many planners, helpers, and supporters of the sedition. So I'm kind of holding out on this, all right? Let's see. My left ear just keeps saying, you know, they are going to investigate these texts. So we hold on. Then I need to find out more about this, but right now there is a movement to ban abortion pills federally. I don't know if the Democratic Senate can block that in some way, but it's a scary thought. Along with Clarence Thomas wanting to remove birth control, but that's been handled. All right. I don't know if anybody saw this interview, but I saw an interview with Alexandria Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi's daughter, who is a videographer, professional videographer. And I just, who was interviewing her? Darn. I actually can't remember. However, it was a female. It was a female host. Anyway, she has a big personality, and there was something, and she's attractive, but there was something that reminded me in her delivery and the way she spoke a little tiny bit of Joan Rivers. She just is a character and clearly a very talented woman, and loves her mother, Nancy Pelosi. Okay, so today's maybe a teeny bit shorter because I am going to move on and make a video called Writer Beware, a Cautionary Tale. And I'm going to start telling you this story either later this evening or tomorrow, because I've been thinking about it a lot and under a lot of stress, by the way. So these are just a couple of quotes from the brilliant January 6th committee. And this is by Chairman Benny Thompson. He said, "If faith in our election system is broken, so is our democracy." Fantastic man, retiring. If faith in our election system is broken, so is our democracy. And he's so right. And then this one, you might, if you belong to Twitter, you might have seen it on the news. Jamie Raskin said this in Congress yesterday. It was just a fantastic moment. You know, he's really often kind of a soft-spoken man, but I tell you that he has grit okay? Do not underestimate Jamie Raskin. He said, ours is not a system of justice where foot soldiers go to jail and the masterminds and ringleaders get a free pass. You bet, Jamie Raskin. I just want to say, because I'm focusing on politics and, not myself, the good evidence is really that the January 6th committee pulled off an extraordinary feat of production, hard work, and the truth. I feel that the committee, I don't know how this is done. I don't know if it's possible. They really deserve a Pulitzer for what they did. It's groundbreaking. There's evidence everywhere. And they made history, and they changed probably the midterms. I think the committee changed some votes. So it's been phenomenal, just phenomenal. And that is what is the good evidence. So we continue on. I've been reading your comments. They're kind of just dribbling in. Some of them came fast. Some are dribbling in about, you really want to hear my writing disaster story. And it's had a profound impact on me. And that's why I've been waiting to talk about it. It's been very, very difficult. Stuff that I haven't even mentioned. So tune in for that. And I say, make peace, make good memories, and I'll see you tomorrow, or by tomorrow, okay? And tomorrow is Wednesday. Oops, I just shook my ring light. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye.